In a development system, the users are different, right? In a development system, we'll have some different users like basis guys and developers and functional people. In a quality, basis guys and functional people. In a production, basis guy, functional people, and end users. That means users are different for each and every system, right? Yes or no? Different
Yes.
users for different system. But development system, there are different users, quality different, production different. When it comes to how many types of data we have in a database? Generally two types: client dependent data, client independent data. Again, that is segregated into user master data, application data, client specific customizing data, cross client customizing data, and a repository data. Okay, so user master data is okay. We are having different user master data. Okay, fine. And application data. Next, client specific customizing data. Next, cross client customizing data. Next, repository data. Right? User master data. In development client, do you have user master data? Do you have users? That means, do you have users in development system? Yes or no? Yes, obviously we'll have basis people, functional people, and developers. Yes. Do you have application data? Do you have application data in business client, in a development client? Application data means business data. No. Do you have client specific customizing data? Yes. Cross client customizing data, local setting, global setting, everywhere. Yes. Do you have repository data? Yes. So only you don't have application data. All other things will be present there. Okay. Users are different. Application data, there is no application data in development, there is no application data in quality. Only the application data, the business data will be in production client. For example, this client is 100 client. Then now in a quality also I'll have other client called 200. Here I'll have 300 client. This is my production client. First system which you install in these three systems, development system. Okay. By default, some SAP standard programs I'll get. We discussed that. Like 1,000 programs are there. And whatever the developments you do, why you are doing developments here? Modifications. The implementation process comprises of different things. What are they? Customization. Okay. Modification.
Enhancement,
And
development.
See, what is the meaning of customization here? Will you do customization to user master data? No. Application data? No. Only these two, client specific customizing and cross client customizing, these two comes under this customization. Customization means what? Actually, settings. Here 100 is my development client. If I do client specific customizing settings, it will affect only 100 client. If I do cross client customizing changes, it will affect 4 clients. That is what called as a customization. It means after creation of development client, we do some customization settings like currency, country, okay, tax, VAT percentage, everything. These are all comes under branch code. Everything comes under customization. Client specific customization. Cross client customizing means the common settings for all the clients. And what about these modifications, enhancements, and development? Where you do all these things? You do all these things to user master data? No. Application data? No. Client specific customizing data? No. Cross client customizing data? No. Only for repository data we are doing modifications, enhancements, and developments. Did you got the point? Repository data means what? Programs, reports, screens,
Software.
menu options, all your software content, right? Modification means you are modifying standard program or a report. That is to repository object only. Enhancement means you are adding something to the existing object. That is also for repository only. Development of a new program, new report, new screen, that is also a comes under repository. Means all these three activities, modifications, enhancements and developments, you do to repository objects. And customization you do to client specific customization and cross client customization. And users, we just create users. At anyhow we don't have an application data. This is the entire story of development system. This is the entire story of development system. Now all these things I have done on 100 client. Now I want to test that. So what are the things I need to move from 100 client to 200 client? 200 is my testing client. What are the things I need to move? Do I need to move user master data to 200? Whatever user master data I have created here, is it required to move to 200?
Yes.
Yes. If you say yes, all the developers will come to 200. It is the not against to the thumb rule of any software. No developer should have access to quality and production. User master data. User master data you create separately in each and every system. We don't move all user master data. If you move all the user master data to quality, all the developers, basis people, functional people will come to 200. Then again you have to move that to 300. Means 300 is a production client. All developers have access to 300 client. Is it a correct way? No. Users are different for development, different for quality, different for production. So user master data we don't send. We don't send user master data. Clear this?
Yes, sir.
Application data. We don't have any application data in development. Then there is no concept of moving the data to quality to test. Gone. User master data gone. Application data gone. We need not to send these two things. Client specific customizations. Why you are doing these settings, separate settings? To affect on your business. You want that changes on your business, to affect on your business. For that, first of all you have to send it to quality, then from quality to production. So do I need to move client specific customization to 200 client? Yes, client specific customization I need to move. Then cross client customization, if you do any changes in the global settings, that also I need to
Oh.
move. And what about repository? Only the modifications. For example, you have some 1000 programs in repository. You haven't modified 1000 out of 1000. This repository also same 1000 programs. The same software you are installing now. So only what are the things you are moving? Only the modifications, enhancements and developments. That means from development client you are only moving local settings, global settings and all your modifications, enhancements and developments, whatever you have done to repository data. Are you clear with this? So we don't send user master data here. We don't have application data, so no concept of moving. So what are the things we are moving from development to quality for testing purpose? Means local settings, global settings and modifications, enhancements and development to the repository objects. For example, if you have 1000 programs, I gave you that example. By default you got 1000 programs. Under that 50 you modified. Okay, 20 you have enhanced and 20 you have developed. Now tell me how many things you will move to quality client? How many programs you will move there? From here also by default you will get 1000 programs, right? But from that 1000, 50 modified, 20 enhanced. This 70 are changed. These 70 programs are changed. This 20 newly developed, they are not coming with along with the SAP software. So it anyhow I have to send these 20 developments and this 50 modifications and 20 enhancements. That's it.
Mhm.
I need to send these 70-90 things to quality. I need not to send entire 1020. Already this software, this system also having that 1000 program. Now for production, what are the things you need to move? So the same things: client specific customizations, cross client customizations, and a repository, whatever you change it. Only that 70-90 things. Here also by default you get 1000 programs. Out of that 1000, only 70 are 50 are modified, 20 are enhanced. So only send that from quality to production. So you need to send 50 modifications, okay, and 20 enhancements, and that 20 developments, newly created programs. These two are from this 1000 only. See that from that 1000 only I modified, enhanced. The development means newly created. Are you clear with this scenario? Here you develop, here you test. If everything is fine, then here you move, and that will be useful for your business. That is the reason. What landscape is this called? When you are using 3 systems for doing your business, this is a 3 system landscape. And remember, landscape is different, architecture is different, boss. Landscape is business dependent, architecture is system dependent. Every SAP system should follow presentation layer, application layer, and data. Means your development system will have 3 layers, quality system will have 3 layers, production system will have 3 layers. If you say it is a SAP system, it should have 3 layers. That 3 tier architecture is different, 3 system landscape is different. This landscape can be 3 system landscape, this landscape can be multi system landscape, this landscape can be single system landscape, this landscape can be dual 2 system landscape. But architecture is mandatory 3 layer. Are you clear with this? Horizontal and vertical, there is difference. Landscape is business dependent, architecture is system dependent. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. No, now I'll show you some settings. The client you are daily you are creating clients, and we are ignoring that client settings. What are that settings? We'll see today. Am I recording this session? Yes. Chalo, guide me. I want to create a new client. Which T code I need to hit first?
SSC4.
SSC4. Very good. To create a client. First of all, I am going to create a client. Can I create 600 client? 600 is not there.
Yes.
Chalo, guide me. Pick. I don't know how
Select
to create
edit
it.
button there.
Yeah, select edit button. Okay. Then
Yes, right.
Then
Then create new entries.
New entry.
new entries. Okay. Now
The client 600.
600. Okay.
600.
CD.
Development.
Development.
City Chennai.
Hyderabad.
Okay. Who is that Chennai fan? Okay. Currency.
INR.
INR. Why you are getting this setting? You are in 000 client. 000 client will have baseline customizing settings, right? Okay. Client role is customization. Okay. Now. Okay. There are few settings for clients. Daily we are ignoring that settings. What are the settings? We'll see today. The first setting is changes and transports for client specific objects. Try to understand this concept. If you understand this, the next topic is very big topic, TMS. That will be easy for you if you understand this. If you don't understand, please stop me. No hurry. Okay, whatever the topics we have finished, we should finish with 100% perfection. That's it. No need of finishing the course. If you finish the course, then also no use if you don't understand the concept. You know 4 topics well, that is enough to attend the interview. Okay, first setting is changes and transports for client specific objects. Changes and transports for client specific objects. What are the client specific objects, by the way? Client specific objects means the 3 things. What are they? User master data. Gone. Client specific objects. User master data, application data, client specific customer data, cross client customer data, repository data. We have 5 things, right? In a client. In that,
Yes.
few are client specific. What are they? Client specific things. We have client dependent data, independent data in a client. We have 5 types of data. Few are client dependent, few are client independent. What are the things client dependent, client specific?
Client dependent means data
Client
only can be.
what are the client dependent things?
Application data,
Application data, yes.
user master data,
User
client
master data and client
specific customer data.
customizing data. Client specific customizing data. These 3 are client specific
Dependent.
objects, client dependents. See the second setting, cross client object changes. Cross client. What are the cross client objects here? Cross client customizing and repository. That means first setting about client specific objects, second setting about cross client objects. That one is clear. And what type of setting it is asking? Can I change that or not? Changes in the transport. Can I transport that or not? He is asking for 2 things. Can I change? Can I transport client specific objects? So changes without automatic recording. What is the meaning of automatic recording? Actually, we have seen that image now. When you are doing something in development system, why you are doing anything in development system? Why you are developing something? Why you are customizing? Why you are modifying? To move that to quality for testing purpose. Then finally you move that to production and you use that in a production environment. To take effect on production, we are developing or customizing or anything in development system. Automatic, for example, if I am doing some client specific customization setting, if that setting is automatic recording, if I select as automatic recording, it will create how we are moving this data from this to this to this. Means there is one technology called TMS, transport management system. By using TMS, we are moving the data from development to quality to production. By using which technology? TMS, transport management system. Our next topic is that only, transport management system. By using this mechanism, we are moving all these changes, whatever developments you have done, modifications, enhancements, client specific customizing settings, cross client customizing settings, everything you move to quality database. From here, after testing, you will move to production. Which technology I am using for moving? TMS. In this technology, there is one thing called transport request. Transport request. One keyword is there. Transport request. What is the transport request is? For example, if you want to courier something, some parcel to some Mumbai, you went to DTDC courier and you submit that and you have written some address, from address and to address. In the next moment, after they receiving, they will give you one number. What is that? Consignment number or tracking number, something. There are so many names for that. One number will be assigned to your parcel. So they don't know what you have in that parcel, but they know that parcel by that number only. How you track that parcel? How you track that courier? By using that number. Same here also in the TMS concept also, for each and every change. For example, I have done some client specific customizing change. That change I want to move to quality. From quality I want to move to production. So I need to courier from here to here, here to here. My final delivery system is what? Production. To move there, that change will have a number. That one number will be generated for that. That number is called as a transport request. Transport request. Now come to setting again. The first setting, what he is asking is changes and transports for client specific objects. Changes without automatic recording means you can do changes to client specific objects, but it is not recording as a transport request. If it is not recording as a transport request, how can you move that to quality, quality to production? Is it possible? By using TMS? If you want to move the data by using some courier without consignment number, will they accept that?
No.
No. So I don't go with this. Automatic recording of changes means if you change any client specific data, it is automatically recording as a transport request. Yes, this one is good, right? If it is recorded as a transport request, I can move that transport request to quality, quality to production, so that all my changes will go to quality, quality to production. This one is good. No changes allowed. And which client this is actually? Development client. Development client is what? It should allow you the changes, right? So do I go with this option? No changes allowed for my development client. There is no concept of a development system then. If you are using development system and you are setting your client setting is no changes allowed. Is there any meaning for that?
There is no meaning.
If your client is a quality client, a test client, or a production client, see here we have some different clients. Demo client, test client, production client. If it is a production client, you can say no changes allowed. If it is a test client also, no changes allowed. But if it is a customizing development client, then I should not go with this option. The fourth one, changes without automatic recording and no transports allowed. So it is allowing you to do change, but it is not recording as a transport request and no transports are allowed. Which one is suitable for you from these four things?
Automatic recording of
If
change.
you select this, you can change. If you select this, you can change. If you select this, you can change. If you select this, you cannot change. That is about change. If you select this, you can change, but you cannot move. If you select this, you can change, you can move. If you select this, you can change, but you cannot move. Which one is suitable for you? Automatic recording of changes. So I'll go with this option for which client? Development client. If it is a quality client and production client, I'll go with no changes allowed.
No changes.
If I don't want to use TMS, but my development should allow me to two changes, then use this option. When you use that option, I'll tell you. If I want TMS method, you should use that automatic recording of changes. And another thing, changes and transports for client specific objects. What are the client specific objects actually? User master data, application data, and client specific customization data. These three, right? See, that is the reason yesterday I told you which client has which user. According to that setting, if you do any changes to user master data, it will be created as a transport request, right? According to that setting. But what is my thumb rule? If it is creating a transport request, I should move that to quality. From there, I need to move that to production. That means whenever I create a developer, a functional people, or a basis guy here in this 100 client, it will move to quality client, it will move to production client. But this is against to the thumb rule of any software, right? That is the reason what SAP has done. If you create any user, it won't create a transport request. They stopped that. If it is creating a transport request, then you have to move that to quality, quality to production. All the developers will go to quality and production. It is against to thumb rule. So whenever you create, wait for a moment. Yes, ma'am. చెప్పండి చెప్పండి మేడం. మీ ఇష్టం ఏదని పండిస్తారు. ఇంక ఇవ్వలేదు, మొత్తం కలిపి సబ్మిట్ చేస్తాం కదా, మొత్తం కలిపి సబ్మిట్ చేస్తాం కదా. అవును, నేను అది ఇంకా సబ్మిట్ చేయలేదు. మీరు అది ఇస్తే దాంట్లో యాడ్ చేసి పంపించాలి. అది ఎందుకంటే న్యూమరాలజీ ప్రకారం మంచి లేదు నెంబర్. ఓకే ఓకే, పర్లేదు పర్లేదు, ఓకే పర్లేదు సార్. మీ నేమ్ మీద తీసుకొని ఇవ్వండి, నాకు ఈవినింగ్ వరకైనా ఇవ్వండి, ఓకేనా? ఓకే మేడం, నేను క్లాస్లో ఉన్నాను, మళ్ళీ మళ్ళీ కాల్ బ్యాక్ చేస్తాను, ఓకేనా? So user master data don't generate a transport request. Remember that. Why? SAP restricted that. If user master data is generating a transport request, means all the users will go to quality, quality to production. Got the logic?
Yes.
Next
Yes,
thing, application data. There is no application data in development system. No business data. Application data means what? Business data. There is no business data in development client. So then there is no concept of moving application data from development to quality, quality to production. And the only remaining thing is what? Client specific customizing data. Here the setting means the changes in the transports for client specific objects, means not user master data, not application data. Only he is referring to client specific customization data. And if I have this setting, automatic recording of changes, and if I do any client specific customizing data, immediately it will prompt me for a transport request number. So local settings, whatever local settings I do, everything I have to move to quality. Why I am doing settings here? To take effect on my production. Just I am developing, I am taking the setting here, in a quality I am testing, in a production I am imposing into my business. So changes in transports for client specific objects means don't think user master data, application data. Here in this scenario, they are only talking about client specific customizing data. Can I change? Can I transport? Two things it is asking. Are you clear with this?
yes, sir.
User master data don't generate transport request. Application data don't generate transport request. Only client specific customizing data will create a transport request in that client specific objects. Are you clear with this? User master data will be there in development, but it won't create. If it is creating a transport request, all your users will go to quality, quality to production. This is against to the thumb rule, so SAP stop. When comes to application data, you don't have application data. You have nothing in your hand. What you courier? You go to some courier office and say courier this. He'll ask you what you want to courier, right? You don't have any. I don't have anything. Just courier that. Will they do the courier? Will they assign you the consignment number for that?
No.
No. But the client specific customizing data, if you do any local settings in your client and your setting is automatic recording of changes, means it will allow you to do the change, and when you do any change to that local setting, immediately it will prompt for a transport request. The second setting, cross client object changes. See, if you observe here he is asking two things: can I change, can I transport? See, in the settings also there are two settings: change plus recording, right? But here he is not asking about transports. only cross client object changes. What are the cross client objects in client? Cross client customizing data and repository data. Why it is not asking for transports means, if you do any cross client changes, if you do any cross client changes, it should be recorded as a transport request. There is no chance for client specific customizing. For client specific objects, you have a choice: can I record or not, can I change, can I record. Two things are there. But here, can I record or not? No. If you do any change, it should be recorded as a transport request. There is no chance. If you do any cross client changes, cross client changes means cross client customizing and repository changes, it should be recorded as a transport. Just you have a choice of changes to repository and cross client customizing allowed. If it is a development client, we go with allowed. The second option, no changes to cross client customizing objects. That means for repository objects you can do changes. If this setting, no changes to repository objects, that means you cannot do any changes to repository object, but you can do changes to cross client customizing. And no changes to repository and cross client customizing. When you go with this setting, if your client is quality client and test client, you use this no changes to repository and cross client customizing. If your client is development client, then development client is for doing the changes na. If you say no changes allowed to repository, you cannot do any development, you cannot do any modification, enhancement. Our development client is why we are doing modifications, enhancements and developments. When you can do all these things, the changes to repository and cross client customizing allowed. If I say allowed, and if I do any changes, any modifications, any enhancements, any developments, it should prompt for a transport request. It won't ask you can I record or not. For client specific customizing, it will ask. But for cross client customizing and repository objects, if you change, I'll record. That's it. No other option left. Clear with these two settings?
Yes, sir.
The third one, I'll show you, no worries. Client copy and comparison tool. There are some production levels. Production level 0 means no restriction, no overwriting, no external availability. If I say no restriction, I can do any client copy to this 600 client. If I say no overwriting, I cannot even do the client copy. For your quality client and production client, first it will be no restriction. After creation of client, they will change the settings to no overwriting. But if it is a development client, always the restriction is no restriction. If I say no restriction, then only if I hit SSC4, SSC9, it is allowing you to copy. If I say no overwriting, if I hit SSC4, SSCL, SSC9, client copy T codes, it will throw you error. This client is protected. You cannot do client copy. That is your protection level. If it is a development, we go with no restriction. Fourth, CAT and ECAT restrictions. CAT means computer aided test tool. ECAT means electronic computer aided test tool. What is that? Please relog in so that we'll discuss. Only 1 minute left, 2 minutes left. See, what is it? ECAT and CAT setting. CAT means computer aided test tool. ECAT means electronic computer aided test tool. Actually, these two are the scripts. What are these script means? For example, that script is to generate dummy application data. To generate dummy application data. Where you need dummy business data. In development system, do you need any business data? In development system, do you have any business data in development? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Application business data in development system.
No.
No.
We don't have any business data.
No.
Right? In a quality, No business data.
No.
Only in production we'll have a business data. But this ecat and cat allowed will be in only in quality client. Why? For example, you have written one program here in development client. You have written one payroll program. You want to check payroll of all the employees. To test that program, after developing that program, you are moving that program to quality system. In a quality system, you want to execute that. You want to test that program, whether it is giving report or not. It is a payroll. So to execute that report, you need some inputs. You have to give some employee details and their salary details. Then only it will take that inputs and it will throw you the output. Without any business data, how can you check that program whether it is successfully compiling or not? Right? That is the reason we need some business data in quality system also. But we don't have any business data in quality. To get that business data, what we do, we run ecat and cat script. For example, I'll give one employee name Ranjit, and I'll execute that script. That script, Ranjit and salary is some 1 lakh rupees, and that program will execute. That script will execute and it will create Ranjit 1, Ranjit 2, Ranjit 3, like that 100 Ranjits it will create. Means 100 different users, 100 different salaries. One Ranjit, the salary will be 1 lakh rupees. One Ranjit 2, it will give 1,20,000 rupees. Like that, it will create some dummy business data. Only for quality client, we do ecat and cat allowed. For development client, this 100 client and this 300 client, we don't use that ecat and cat allowed. But only for 200 we use ecat and cat allowed. Did you got my point?
Sir.
In a testing, to test any program, you need some inputs. You don't have any business data. What you give as input? That is the reason by using that two scripts, we generate some inputs. We generate some dummy application data, dummy business data. By using that dummy business data, you execute all the programs and you will see the result. If everything is okay, then only you move that program to production. Otherwise, no. So ecat and cat not allowed in your development client, allowed in your quality client, not allowed in your production client. The last setting, locked due to client copy. At the time of doing client copy, automatically it will be locked. If you want to lock any client, there is a report SSCR underscore lock underscore client. You can run that report also. It will lock that client. That is that setting. Protection against SAP upgrade. What is that setting? If you check this box and you save and you upgrade this software, all entire system, all the clients will be updated, but only the 600 client will not update. It will be on this version. Why we use that means to understand the functional differences between two releases, we do that. If you, for example, if you are upgrading this system is, for example, ECC 5.0. You are upgrading this to ECC 6.0. And for one client, you set protection against SAP upgrade. And you upgrade this system. All the clients, all the system will be upgraded. And only this client will be on old options. So that you can open another client and this client and you can compare the functional differences between these two clients. These two releases. For that purpose, we use that. Got it? All the settings.
Yes, sir.
If you open any client, there will be some settings. You go to change mode. You can change these settings anytime. So now I am in display mode. Now I am going into change mode. Now it will allow me to do the changes. So if it is a development client, I'll go with changes and transports for client specific objects, automatic recording of changes. Cross client object changes, changes to repository and cross client both allowed. This is no restriction. If it is a development client. And ecat and cat,
You can get it? Not
ecat
allowed.
and cat
Not allowed.
and I don't check these two things. This is for development client. If it is a production client, what will be my settings? No changes allowed, no changes to repository in cross-client customizing, and no overwriting,
Forwarding.
no overwriting, and ecat and cat not allowed.
Okay.
That will be my setting. And overall, what are the things you need to move from development system to quality system? Development system to quality, quality to production. Only we send three things. What are they? Do you send user master data? No. Do you send
No.
application data?
No.
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 Only we send client specific customizing data, cross client customizing
Cross
data,
client
and this repository,
repository.
whatever modifications, enhancements, and developments you have done. Only these three things we move to development to quality, quality to production. That's
So,
it. And we create our own users here, and we add our own application data here, and we start running our business and production. So user master data don't generate a transport request. Application data don't generate a transport request. Only client specific customizing data will create a transport request when if the setting is automatic recording of changes. And cross client customizing data and repository data will create a transport request when if both are changes allowed. So overall, we move three types of data to development to quality, quality to production. Local settings, global settings, and your repository means your developments, modifications, enhancements. Not all repository, remember, not all the 1,000 programs, only 70 from that and 20 new developments. Only that 90 things we move to here. Why all that 1,000 will be there, here, and here. The same software we are installing. First setting is for what changes and transfers for client specific objects. If they are referring to client specific objects means they are not referring to user master data, they are not referring to application data, they are only referring to client specific customization data. The second one is changes for uh, cross client
cross client
customizing and
and
repository. Third setting production level. Fourth setting ecat and cat.
production. Take care. Fifth
That's it.
locked due to client
Locked due to client copy and
production
production
against
against
SAP
SAP
update.
upgrade. These are the client settings. First setting is changes and transfers for client specific objects. Second setting changes for repository and cross client customizing. Third setting protection. Fourth setting
Production.
ecat and cat.
Category orders.
Protection is against SAP upgrade and lock it due to client. These are the client settings. And we only move three things from development to quality, quality to production. One is client specific customizing data. Second one is cross client customizing data. Third one is repository data. That's it. Are you clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's it for the day. Tomorrow I'll explain practically. If I give you more than this, you'll get confused.